I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true.
Word up, everybody. Welcome to another installment of In Plain Sight. We have an interesting one. I probably am going to assume that we'll laugh a lot, considering the the clientele in the video. You know, entitlement can be twofold. It could be a really angering thing when you see it, and sometimes when it's put in its place, hilarious. So let's find out which one this is. Okay. All right. Hey, it'll be a longer one today. So if you don't have popcorn, get some. You need to have some tea or, I don't know, get your chair situation set up so you can kick your feet up. It's going to be a bit. Ready? Let's go.
On January 19th, 2025, in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, officers responded to reports of a fire outside the district office of U.S. Congressman Glenn Grothman.
Whatever squad is behind, if you can bring your squad up and a fire extinguisher, it's on the back side here. It's just some garbage on fire, it looks like.
Look, I like me a police car. I got to figure out how they stack all the stuff they stack in it. Like, okay, it almost feels like these police cars are like clown cars. They fit a whole lot of stuff in there, and I don't know where to find the room. I want one. I need one. I'm not a hoarder though. Okay, don't forget it. Hang on, and he's just standing there. That's next to the AC unit too. That could have been a lot worse than they're showing.
20. I got the fire out for the most part on the outside. There's going to be some structural damage though.
Wow. I can't wait to hear how this went down.
Looks like it came from in here.
Can you move your car, please? I'm the one who did it. I set the fire.
What the? Did y'all hear? Did y'all? Okay. No. I didn't hear it. I didn't. Look, if I'm going to be an arsonist, right, the last thing I think I would do is hang around the scene of my crime. I wouldn't be as inclined. I mean, look, maybe he has in his if he thought this, I'm going to give him. He thought I can say it because they will agree with me for the reasons I set the fire. Maybe that's what it is. Well, he did it. He said.
You set the fire?
I set the fire.
Why'd you set the fire?
I don't like Republican Representative Glenn Grothman.
Okay. I remove myself from the realm of defending him. Forget it. No, I didn't say it. Okay. You misheard me. I didn't say that I get. No, listen. Sorry. I apologize if you think I was defending. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give him a reason. I'm sorry. I apologize. I defend dumb. I can't defend dumb. That's a whole different level right there. I set a fire because I don't like this individual. Now hear me out. Just if that fire went any further and quite possibly took, like, say, the life of the person you didn't like, all right, well, Can't fix it.
So you set the building on
I
fire?
set the building on fire.
All right, come over here.
I have a,
Stand here.
a pocket knife in my right jacket pocket.
Stand here. Where do you say you have it at?
I'm still
My
confused.
right jacket pocket.
Number 3037.
It'll be covered in gas, so be careful.
This hurts my head.
You got your ID on you?
No, I forgot my wallet. I have a picture on my phone. If you want me to get that?
Okay. You said it's all right if I search you?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
All right, we're going to walk it through the corridor.
Okay, I have to ask. Nope, I can't let it slide. I thought I could. I really thought I was trying. I'm trying my best. Y'all got to help me out, okay? We're live. We can talk to you. You have to help me out. Okay. What person would start a fire and stick around till the cops came? Unless you really thought that what you were doing would have been looked over because politics. And if that's what you thought, special kind of slow. I mean, wow. No, completely different level of delusion. Okay.
You just want to take this jacket off of me? Is it covered in gas or?
It might be. I might be too a little bit. I didn't have a gas can that was really good to work with. I had a
837 return on a 2014 Chevy Impala with Samuel St. Louis.
All right, just go ahead and put your hands on your back, okay? You're not under arrest right now. You're just being detained, okay? Yep.
What do you mean he's just being Okay. I thought I was gonna laugh, but I'm feeling more anger. You pull up on a fire. It's burning a house, building. They tell you they did it. They smell of gas. You handcuff them, but they're not arrested. Nope. Can't make sense of this one.
This guy that called it in said that he said it. Okay. Just so you know.
Is this the female that approached you guys? What? Is this a female that approached you guys when you guys put in the fire out, or she
It's a male. He said he said it.
he said it?
He set the fire because he's unhappy with the Republican Party.
Please read him his rights. Please. Please.
What's your first name?
Caden, Caiden.
Of course it'd be Caden. Of course that would be the name. That would that's obvious. Hey, look, I don't name them. I just go by the names. Caden is the perfect name for how you look. Dead for real. I couldn't have picked your parents must have been psychic because they saw what you would look like in the future and said, Caden, let's go with that. Let's go with that, Caden. You know what? It might be because he thinks he might even have somebody in politics that's a parent or something. And he thought by doing that, he wouldn't be in no trouble. He might consider that free speech. I don't know.
Do you have the mail with you?
What's that?
Do you have the mail with you?
Like what?
The mail?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Okay.
So that's who we had to take, just so you know.
Well, is that group, that vehicle over there, are they with them?
Do you know those people in that car over there? I have no idea. They might have been people who called the cops. Or you guys, I guess. Okay. Just hold tight, okay? Yep.
You don't look mentally safe,
This
man.
is 27. I'll run it.
What's wrong with Caden?
27.
What's wrong with Caden? There's still fire going.
You guys know anything about this, or you guys don't want to call it?
I called it in.
You called it
No,
in?
if you needed us or not.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So when we pulled up, we saw a black car with the driver's side door open, and we saw smoke, and then you could see the flames. Okay. So as soon as we saw the black car, we backed off, and that's when I called it.
Did you
see anyone? We didn't see anyone.
Okay.
But we weren't sure because we didn't get too close to the back of the building.
Smart.
We saw the car and backed off.
I did see the car door open.
The driver's side door
was
open. Okay. All right.
Smart. Hey, look, I can't blame you. Don't go near it. You don't know if the person, Caden's might have popped you. Don't do that. Smart.
Yeah, we were delivering a newspaper here, and then that's when we saw the smoke.
Okay. The difference is the spelling. K-A-Y isn't the problem. C-A-I is the problem. K-A-Y, Caden, no one worries about them Cadens. The C-A-I Cadens we got to worry about. Yeah, get that one, get that part right. Okay, I want y'all, I ain't worried about exactly the name, but the C-A-I problem. It's like people that try to spell their name without vowels and stuff. I can't trust them neither.
When we went on the side building. I see. Okay. What's your first name? Okay. And then you two pretty much came to deliver a newspaper and then saw the black car.
Oh, I smelled
it from over there thinking someone's brakes were burning.
Okay.
But then when we came over here, we saw a bunch of smoke coming from the side of the building. And so we pulled around just to see if because it looked like a fire. And we saw that black car there.
Okay, with the driver's side
door was open.
Did you see any smoke?
Yeah,
Or
we
is it
saw
too, like-
smoke and you could see flames too.
You can see you
From
two saw
behind the
flames
building.
too?
From behind the building. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much.
I do have a different address than him.
Sure.
On the good ship, lollipop. That's the world he was living in, man. The good ship lollipop, you know. You figure it was the make believe. Yeah, I could see that. Speedy delivery. But for real, listen. How he is behaving, I have this suspicion in my mind that he really believes one of two things, or there believes them both. What he did wasn't actually wrong, or he has somebody that he thinks will defend his actions. And it might be both. He might really think he did nothing wrong, and even if it was, he has somebody to defend him. I can see it. I think the best one would be If I Only Had a Brain. That would be the song for him. That If I Only Had a Brain.
Email answered. Said hello, but not hung up right away. And other callback just on the voicemail. 268, my one.
This is not. Hey, it's close. Hey, I have you for northbound, right? So you're at Scott Peters? Yep. Okay, if I send you a picture of this guy, can you go over to Quick Trip? Is Quick Trip open? Yep. Okay, I'm going to send you a picture of this guy. If you can go in there and see if he was there. He's got like a box of 50 matches on the front seat, plus there's a bunch of Quick Trip stuff. So I'm just curious if he's been hanging around and maybe bought gas over there. Okay. So I'll send you a picture. If you could just go in, see if they recognize the vehicle or remember this guy. Okay, sounds good.
Good approach.
Thanks. Bye.
I don't think you need it, but you know.
Yeah, so his squad's stuck, so I'm going to have you taken back to the PD and try and do an interview.
Do you want me to just ask him if he wants to talk right now and see first?
Sure. The other thing that we're looking for is consent to search his vehicle.
Okay, I'll ask him first.
Yeah.
I mean, he flat out knows that's the three of us. Right
Yeah,
there,
that's why I was figuring he'd probably be willing to talk, but just looking for consent to search for his vehicle. Because
because we're looking for the potential gas can, right? I think
I don't know.
Gas.
I'm not sure.
Somebody, maybe Nuanas heard it.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody made assumptions. So there's also a bunch of quick trip stuff in there too. So I'm wondering if you filled up right over here. So yeah, we're looking interview. Why he's doing it. If he thought it was occupied, anything like that, that would bolster further cases for anything. I don't think it's occupied. I think they're reasonable that it's occupied. Yeah.
Okay. Does Don know what charges he has on or anything?
Arson.
So he's going to jail, right?
Yeah. That's we can show that even if we have a misdemeanor, he's not close.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'll go and look at some of the charges. I can't remember what the statute requirements are for arson. But
all right.
You get a search. Is this all the property in the front?
Yeah, no, I'll search everything, I guess. So.
Okay. You want to talk to him? I'll go.
Yeah. They can go on the front seat.
You got to look up to see what the statutes are for arson. I need to make sure I'm hearing correctly. Listen, I do need to hear this correct. Maybe I'm dumb. I'm the dummy. I said this before and I will keep saying it because I have to keep checking. Every time you hear me say I'm a dummy, it's not because I don't think I'm at least remotely smart. Okay, that's not really the reason. It's because so many things happen that I think are common sense not to do, and people do it a lot. And so I have to think the problem is me. It's gotta be me. So maybe I'm the dummy. So let me ask. If you don't live somewhere, property isn't yours, and you light a fire for reasons known as I don't like this place, I want it burnt down, what part of that isn't arson? Corey calls it a crazy check. This is my crazy check with y'all. Am I tripping? That is not already blatantly arson? Okay.
All right, so I'm Officer West of the police department. I don't know if I've formally introduced myself. Okay. Yep. Okay. So the first question I have for you: would you give us consent to search your car?
That's not mine. We can go ahead.
We can search your car. You're in possession of it tonight, so.
All right. No. I guess you'll have to do it on your own. Yeah. I'm not giving you permission, but.
Okay. Yeah. The other question is, obviously I'd read you Miranda warning, things like that before, but are you even interested in talking to me at all tonight or no?
I'm interested in talking to you. I'll make a statement.
Okay, so if I read you your Miranda warning, you are willing to talk?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to go to the police department, okay?
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, he too nonchalant. He is far too calm. He thinking something, and he's far too calm. He's thinking something. He has a backup in his mind.
Yeah. Didn't he establish that he drove it here, though?
Yes.
Okay.
He was in the, I would say, possession of the vehicle, sitting in the car and out of it when I pulled up. So that's on camera. So.
Couldn't be a police officer, man. I'm sorry. I couldn't.
We're going to walk this way.
I couldn't deal with this kind of level of
or me going right in.
flow. I'm sorry. I couldn't. This would be too much. Entitlement, whatever title you want to give it. I couldn't deal with it.
Right yep.
Couldn't. Neck, beard, and everything. He is patient zero for cadence everywhere. I ain't never seen a stereotypical Caden, but this brother found a way to make it. That's wild.
I'm going in under this door on the left here.
My word.
Right. You can have a seat right here.
I can't wait to hear his reasonings. I really can't. When I tell you I'm ready to hear it, I am ready.
Are you requesting any medical attention at all? No. I didn't know if anyone asked that. You were not yet. Alrighty.
Look at him. He's feeling himself.
So let me just read this to you, and then there'll be 2 questions at the end, okay? All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and to have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand your rights as I have explained to you?
Yep.
Having these rights in mind, are you willing to answer my questions now?
Yes, I'm willing.
Okay.
Be quick.
Let's just start with tonight.
Sure. Can I wipe the hair out of my face or no?
I mean, I can't take it out of the cuffs, but
that's all right. No problem.
if that works.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Let's just start with how did tonight start for you? I mean, were you at home in Menasha or?
Yep.
Okay.
If I was at home in Menasha.
Okay. What brought you to Fond du Lac tonight?
To set fire to Glenn Grothman's office.
So I want to get this right. You're being interrogated. And you're feeling yourself. You're feeling pretty confident. I can tell that you're feeling pretty confident. You're admitting that the whole purpose of you leaving your home was to come set fire to this office. This is in Wisconsin. This is happening in Wisconsin. That's yeah. Okay.
Okay. I guess why? I guess
Because of his role in voting for the ban on companies such as TikTok, which I believe is a grave violation of our Constitution.
Oh.
And in the past, unrelated to these, I have tried peacefully protesting, and I've done peaceful protests, and other people have done, and I think peace is not really an option anymore. So.
Oh. Okay. Peace isn't an option. So fire. Burn it with fire. Okay.
I set fire to his office.
All right.
Okay, so this is a lot to do over him voting to ban TikTok. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, he's my representative, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to understand. Okay.
Right, yeah. No,
I don't think you can understand, philosopher.
What were you hoping of? I mean, what was going to happen tonight? What were you wishing to happen?
I would have liked if the fire was bigger, but it wasn't. And I would have liked if it would cause, I guess, inconvenience, harm to the facility, not to anybody in person, but
Okay.
To disrupt, I guess.
Okay. Did you think anyone was inside the building tonight?
No.
Were you hoping that anyone was inside the building?
No. I don't want to hurt anybody. Not physically.
Okay. So, what's his name again? Sorry.
Glenn Grothman.
Glenn Grothman. Sorry. Were you hoping to harm him tonight in any sort of fashion?
Not him, no.
Okay. So more or less you're hoping to cause disruption tonight.
Right.
Okay. Did you want the whole building to burn down or?
Well, no, since I know it has other, facilities in there, but I mean, I targeted his, and if the others, had problems, then, collateral damage, but no, I wanted to, harm his building.
There are some people that make me wonder about how much longer society has to go before it completely implodes. It makes me question my own sanity sometimes. Sometimes. Individuals like Caden here make me wonder, am I the one that's out of touch? Is it me? Am I the problem? Am I did I miss something? I woke up late. I didn't catch the memo. I must have missed something. Because what I'm really hearing is a man so confident in what he did that he's admitting the whole purpose was to burn the place down. And if another place burned down, oh, well, I wasn't hoping I'm going to try and kill nobody. I also didn't know if there were people in there. Hey, and look, every day you learn something more insane.
And I know that he has other offices, and I know it might only end up harming me in the end, but I guess I kind of wanted to send a message that I was tired of the way that our country's going.
Oh.
Okay. How did you start the fire?
With gasoline. I used a match.
Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't play Billy Joel, but he's not doing what Billy Joel did. He's doing the opposite of Billy Joel. Do you know what I mean? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. That's not what he did. He said, we sure started the fire because we got it burning. That he did the opposite of the song. He admitted that he started the fire. How dare you desecrate a song like that, Gen Z? How dare you? That song was the thing back in the day, brother. I oughta.
Did you have like other materials or?
No, just gasoline and
Just
match. Or I had matches, but I just
Okay. And that just started the side of the building on fire? Or?
Yeah, I originally was going to go in the front, but it seemed like he relocated his office at some point, so I drove to this location instead of the other one. And the door was harder to get into, so I just didn't bother trying to break the door in or because I wasn't really prepared very much. I just had stuff that could have broken glass, but not that type of glass. Okay. So I knew I wasn't going to get in, so I just set fire to the electrical stuff in the back.
Let me get this right. Again, I got to make sure I get it all. Your goal was to break and enter. Okay. Breaking and entering. Then starting a fire. Getting out the building, hanging around to tell people you did break and enter and start the fire. I wish I had his level of fortitude. I do. This is some next level confidence. If you could accomplish this kind of confidence, there's nothing in the world you couldn't do. I'm convinced if he thinks tomorrow he could fly, he'd try it. Kudos.
Okay. Where'd you get the gas from?
Quick Trip in Menasha on Racine Street.
Okay. So you specifically drove to Fond du Lac to this office for this purpose. That's tonight, right. Is to set fire to the building?
That's right.
Okay. Did you buy that gas tonight?
Yep.
Okay. When did you get that gas?
Probably 30 minutes before midnight.
Okay. You said that it's your dad's car. Do you live with your parents?
Correct.
Or?
I live with my parents.
Okay. Do they know that?
No, they had no idea.
They had no idea?
Until they were asleep.
You waited till they were asleep?
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't want them to be involved at all.
Oh.
Okay.
I know. I mean, obviously, I know it's going to affect them probably a lot, but I didn't want them to have any kind of responsibility.
But you took their car. I want you to listen to the logic here. I didn't want them to have any responsibility, but you took their car to the scene of arson. See, Caden might have a political belief, but Caden does not seem to possess critical thinking. Caden is too blinded by whatever enrages him about the place that he went to burn down, that he's not thinking that quite possibly the precursor actions to my actions could also affect the people I don't want actions taken against. You see how it hey, look. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay. You have a job or anything in college?
Yep, I have a job. I work at Motomart.
You did.
Gas station.
You did have
Nice.
a job.
You in college or?
No.
No, not in college. Gotcha. Was there anything else you were wishing to happen tonight?
I guess just to send a message. I mean, I don't know if it'll be received. I don't know if either way, but honestly, I'm really tired of the way that the entire world is going. And honestly, I didn't really feel like I was throwing anything away because I don't really feel like there's that much. I mean, I have family, I have that stuff, but I mean, to be honest, I don't really want to live in a world that is going this way.
If that's the case, then burn yourself. I don't know. Hear me out. You don't want to live in a world. You don't want to live in that world. So you decide to light fire to one building. Listen to the logic. You are tired. You don't want to live in that world. Choices? Possibly an option that you can take with only you involved? No, fire. Fire is the way to go. I didn't say he would make sense. I'm just trying to figure him out here.
And, sure, we might have it better than some other countries, but I feel like we're going down a pretty bad path. And so maybe my actions were the most peaceful, but I don't think that peace is the direction we're taking. Or at least,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everyone has their own opinion, right? Right.
I used to know kids like Caden in college. There were always the kids that were socially awkward, right? These people, socially awkward. And they always spoke as though their intellect was massively superior over everybody else. You know those? There were two different types of those. There were the type that really were that smart. I mean, brains. And they didn't blend in because they thought so much critically higher than other people. Then there are the Cadens of that quiet world that don't possess the brain material to think as smart as they think they are. That's Caden. Caden speaks as though he has a wealth of information, just judging by his, he doesn't have that. It's all a facade. I can't wait to see how his reaction is to see what's next. I can't wait.
Okay. So you buy the gas in Nashville, you drive up here. When you get here, what you said first, you're thinking maybe the front of the building, correct?
So, first
take me through what happened when you got
here. So I drove, was on the highway 41 for a bit, and then I got off at the location of his previous office. I don't know the address, but it must have been a similar address or something like that, because that's where Google Maps took me originally. And so I got there, noticed the office wasn't there, obviously, so I needed to get matches because I forgot them at home. So I just went to a quick trip, got the matches, and then I left and went to the actual location. And first I tried, looking at the door and seeing, if it would have been easily breakable, and I figured probably not. Then I went to one of the windows on the side, tried using a little glass breaker that's meant for car windows on my knife, and that didn't work. And I figured I'm not going to stand there for 10 minutes trying to bash the window in.
Yep.
The next best thing, because I was already kind of committed to it. I already done it, and I didn't really want to stop. So I just set the back of the building on fire.
Okay.
By the electrical stuff.
So is that
just hoping there would be an electrical fire and that would be bigger if that's what you're looking for in 10.
Wow. Listen, even if you did something, and I know this might sound like bad advice because I'm encouraging, but even if you did something, do not do what Caden is doing. Don't confess without a law. Don't do that. Let him find you. Okay. I mean, if you want to confess, don't be braggadocious, but please get a lawyer. And again, I want to know what Caden's logic is for espousing all that he's saying as confidently as he's saying it. I want to know how he feels so free to do that. I cannot wait for that reckoning.
Okay. Did you dump the gas just on the back of the building or on that unit there that was
on the unit, on the back of the building, kind of by where the wires are, by the door, just kind of all in that back area. And I was going to try to lead it around to the front of the building, but I didn't do that because the wind was pretty bad. I didn't set myself on fire.
Are you the one that called in the fire then?
No, I wasn't.
No.
Somebody else called it in. I was just going to sit there and wait.
Okay.
Because I figured, eventually somebody's going to notice, so.
There's no way. He was just going to sit there and watch it burn. Just Now that I can believe. He's definitely looking for attention. Oh, he got it. He's getting exactly what he wanted, though. I'll give him that. It worked.
I mean, I had no.
Were you planning on staying here the whole time until?
Yeah, I had no intention of like escaping or anything like that. I mean, it was entirely my fault. You know, there's nobody else who did it. So it was me. I intentionally did it. Yeah, I mean, there was nobody else that was responsible, and I didn't want to have a burden on anybody else, thinking that they had to defend me, like my family or whatever. So I just stayed in the area and waited.
Okay. Like I said, man, everyone has their own opinions and stuff, right? Okay, so I understand that. I mean, obviously you're being very truthful with me. I really appreciate that. Okay. I mean, that goes a long way. Okay.
Yeah.
One question I do have for you again. We talked a little bit about consent to search the car again. Mm-hmm. Has your mind changed at all on that? Would you give us consent to search the car?
Honestly, I don't really. Besides me admitting guilt, I don't really want to make it any easier than it has to be. So no.
Okay. So no.
Whoa. Mm-mm. We're not going to gloss over that one. We're going to back it up. Back it all the way. Just, you say that, but then I think you might change your mind. Listen again. We got to hear that part again.
Okay. Yeah. One question I do have for you again. We talked a little bit about consent to search the car again. Mm-hmm. Has your mind changed at all on that? Would you give us consent to search the car?
Honestly, I don't really. Besides me admitting guilt, I don't really want to make it any easier than it has to be.
Besides admitting guilt, I don't want to make it any easier than it has to be. Huh. Interesting logic. I'll give him that. That's a different way of thinking. But you admitted it, so it's just a matter of going to the judge to override your. It's not really making it that much more difficult. In fact, it plays against you.
So no.
Okay. So no consent to search the car.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, for almost no apparent reason, I just ruined the course of my life, and so it almost feels like, maybe I would have just rather.
But you're still alive, so that's the important thing.
Yeah, number one, we're glad you're alive. Number two, it sounds like you've been going through a pretty difficult time. So I'm sorry that you're feeling the way that you're feeling. Mm-hmm. I understand, that like you said, you had some disagreements or you weren't happy with the congressman's decisions or behaviors or actions. Can you elaborate a little bit more about what you're?
Yeah. So basically, yesterday was also the day that that the ban that affected TikTok happened, and if it was just the banning of a single app, or if it was just TikTok going dark, that'd be one thing. That just a single app, but it signaled the fact that our government is pretty much unwilling to cooperate in almost every case. You hear about government shutdowns happening all the time. You hear about, they can never agree on anything, and except both houses almost unanimously agreed on this one bill to ban this social media platform and others like it, just because it's not owned by America and we can't control it. And I know the details themselves are more specific, but and so that it really, I guess, in the most basic way, it bugged me that a person who, I think he voted this way in the House before the election even happened, but I wasn't really aware of it. A person who I had voted for had acted in a way that I thought I was voting for the party that, represented free speech and that had the values. And I guess it's not really just a matter of what party it is, but just to the person is.
That meme that's become a meme? It was part of a movie. At no point in that incoherent rant did you make anything close that was sensible. Everyone in this room is dumber for having heard it. That meme, That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. That's really how I feel. I sat through the whole thing, listening to it, expecting him to make some sort of a coherent, logical point. It didn't happen. I'm still waiting. It didn't take place. Didn't happen. Huh.
And so that's, I guess, ultimately the main reason that I guess I chose him. But
right.
For the past while, I'd already been feeling kind of like that.
Sure. Is it something that you had thought about doing prior to last night?
I had thought, not in terms of like non-peaceful acts, even last night included. I used to do peaceful protests for other sorts of issues too, and I guess I just found that it wasn't really doing anything. So I figured, oh, why not just take the next step? And obviously I think that was a smart choice, but I did it anyways.
You don't think it was a smart choice? Hey, at least you say you didn't think it was. I can help you. It wasn't. Twas not a smart move. It was a dumb move. Maybe remorse is only setting in now because you realize, hey, I'm in a orange jumper, not my sweats.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I guess just trying to understand, like, did you think about applying fire to the congressman's office?
Oh no!
Yesterday, last week.
That was kind of the first. That was kind of the first time that had kind of occurred, and it was mostly because, I mean, I was thinking about it, and I was kind of comparing it to, and other people were also kind of comparing the ban on TikTok to other, events in somewhat recent history, I guess, from the last few hundred years. And, obviously it's not the exact same thing, but they're kind of comparing it to, times like, I don't know, and again, I definitely mean it's not the same thing, but like, times like the French Revolution or the Boston Tea Party or something like that, where, societies or people are rebelling against their government because they don't like them.
You know what? I'm trying. Look, you people don't understand how difficult this is for me right now. You don't. I'll let you in on just a small bit of how difficult this is for me. Now, my brain, it does brain most of the time. It does. My brain brains. But certain injuries have made my brain less on short time things. So like things that have happened that I, solidified long term is there for good. Okay. When I hear people that have no clue about history speak about things historical in contexts that have nothing to do with what it was that happened, I irk bad. It's like nails on chalkboard, glass, you name it, stones on galvanized. It's Boston Tea Party, huh? Rebelling against their government because they did them wrong or something. All right.
And so I kind of compared it to that, and I was like, okay, so why don't I just do something like that? And so while that was part of the reason, and that was, I guess, the main reason that I chose Glenn Grothman's office, I mean, another part of it was just because, I mean, most of the time I don't even know. Like, there's not even something concrete. Like in the past, if there was some kind of cause, so now sometimes I just don't even know. It's just like all of a sudden I'm like, wow, it's awful. And again, it doesn't excuse it, but that's part of it.
No, but it's difficult to navigate for you.
Yeah.
I guess in that state of mind yesterday.
Is he crying? There is no way. There is zero way this dude is crying. There's no way. Nope. I refuse to believe he's crying. I say nay. Ain't no way he could be crying, right? He's not crying. He lying. That's it. He lying. Somebody pepper sprayed him. Somebody pepper sprayed. He did. He's not. There's no way. Were you not just the one that was bragging about how you did it and you left with intention to do it and you do it and you don't care about nothing you done do it? Why are you crying? What could you be crying about? The only reason I'll give you to cry, the only excuse I'll give you to cry is that it didn't burn all the way to the floor. You're crying because your plan didn't succeed all the way. That's the only thing I'll give you. That's the only reason I'll give you, man. For real, that's all I'll give you.
What did you want or hope your actions would do? Did you
to begin with? I hoped that it would just kind of, I don't even know, like send a message. I don't know what it would have even done, because I mean, I'm sure he has insurance. He can just, or with the building has insurance, they can just fix it. Like, it's not going to actually do anything. It's only going to affect myself. So, I mean, and I knew that when I did it, and I don't know why I didn't really think about it more than just that.
I can tell you. I could. Come a little closer. Holler at me real quick, brother. Let me tell you. You're slow. That's why you didn't think about it. You're slow. But you said you thought about it. Remember? You said it. Out of your own mouth, you intentionally did this. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, what you really thought was that nothing was going to really happen. That people would agree with your protest type. People didn't tell you about a word called reality that you should probably start living. You might end up living there a lot more now, huh? It's this great sobering piece of equipment. That reality thing is wild.
So I mean, it seems entirely meaningless. I don't know.
Well, you had mentioned kind of likened it to like the idea of like a Boston Tea Party or something.
Right, just kind of like a protest, like a message.
Like that it would like invigorate more.
Maybe not necessarily
discord, or
I don't know necessarily invigorate, but just kind of contribute to. I guess if there's other people doing the same thing. I'm not sure if there is. That wasn't really part of the idea. It was just that I felt like at the time that it was just something that made sense to do, but obviously didn't.
That's called intrusive thoughts. And when you don't possess any self-control, which is pretty obvious that my boy doesn't have in self-control, you do crazy. He looked like Gru. You know who Gru is? Y'all know Gru? Tell me he don't look like Gru. He reminds me of Gru from Despicable Me, just with hair. If you took his hair off, tell me you don't see Gru. I'm going to wait for y'all to answer me, because I need to know if I'm the only one in that pose right there. You see Gru. He looked exactly like Gru. He's crazy. He might be trying to steal the moon next. I don't know.
I don't have anything else. We didn't make any promises. Did we treat you okay?
Yep. I know it'll be used, against me in law or court or whatever, and that's just how it goes. So,
I think both of us truly appreciate how easy it was to talk to you and how you take ownership of what's going on. Not many people in this world do that. And
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, it does go a while. It does go far for me. I mean, because not many people just take ownership of what they did, and that you're asking what ramifications am I looking at, and yet you still are very honest with us. You open up about your mental health, and I think that goes to show your honesty and willingness to talk. And
he doesn't realize this yet, but maybe he will. I listen. If you have admitted that it was a political reason that you did this, right? You could be looking at something even worse. Okay. And then you say you're crazy, or at least you had mental issues. That doesn't make it any better. Okay, because you know it's not the kind of insanity that was a spur of the moment thing. You already admitted that it was a over time thing, that you kept progressively getting more and more angry and you needed to do something. So it's not passion. Okay. The cops might be talking to you nice. The cops are only part of the equation, sir. The other part of the equation is the courts. And the cops can only put in a cool word or so, and it may not sway a soul. I don't think you realize how opening than boca really affecting you right now. I don't think you get it.
Well, thanks. I think
It's kind of refreshing.
I guess I'm glad that I could be that then.
And human to human, I'm glad that you're alive.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a decision that look at. Can you imagine what your relatives, how that would have affected them, affected us?
Yeah.
You know, having to sit there and deal with a death at a scene tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that would have. I mean, it would have been absolutely awful.
He did not mean he was going to do that. If he's telling them that he wanted to end himself, he's lying. I'm telling you right now, he's lying. That was a consequence response. That was long after he's had time for this to sink in. At the time of the crime, he did not care about anything. He was not going to harm himself. He's lying. He was not going to do that. Straight up, unequivocal lie. Now he's saying, oh, because I was always depressed and this made me depressed, and that's why that's also a lie. Ain't nothing suicidal about that dude. Nothing. Bold face, stinking lie. But I understand why the cops are talking to him that way, because they want to make sure they keep it as cordial as possible, because he might say something else. He might even say, you know what, go ahead and check the car.
But
absolutely,
you don't really think about that when it happens, I guess. No. Yeah, no, I guess.
Ultimately, the suspect was charged with 4 counts: arson of a building without the owner's consent, making terrorist threats, attempted burglary of a building or dwelling, and criminal damage to property. The terrorist threat charge was dismissed early in the case. Court records show the suspect later entered pleas of not guilty by reason of mental disease.
See, I knew. I get so sick and tired of this BS about my mental. I get so tired of that stuff. That is such a cop-out. You coherently speaking, you are obviously not so mentally inept that you can't talk. That is such a load of crap. I am sick of that defense. When I tell you I'm so sick of it, whoo, that makes me mad. Mental disease or defect. Everything. Now, look, if I ever do something stupid, I'm pleading crazy. Hey, at least I have an internet presence. They can see that I'm crazy by how I talk, right? So I'm crazy. I don't mean nothing. I'm just crazy. So let me off the hook.
Or defect to the remaining counts, but later withdrew that plea.
Good.
He eventually entered a no contest plea to arson of a building without the owner's consent, a Class C felony. The court accepted the plea and found him guilty. The attempted burglary and criminal damage to property charges were dismissed, but read in, meaning the judge could still consider them at sentencing. The suspect was sentenced to 7 years in prison, followed by 7 years of extended supervision, with 410 days of sentence credit. He was also ordered to complete a mental health assessment and follow-up treatment, comply with any assessments or treatment required by supervision, have no contact with Congressman Grothman, his residence or office, and have no contact with any office or person serving in a political capacity. Court records also show restitution was ordered in the total amount of $17,147.07, along with court costs and surcharges.
Terroristic threats was not considered. Okay. Even though he said it, the logic behind it was terroristic. Okay. And y'all wonder why. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm trying to keep this as center as I can. That's wild. That is. Look, I don't know what that's supposed to even mean. Because I would figure if it's by the owner's consent, that would be insurance fraud, wouldn't it? If you light fire to my house by my permission, wouldn't that be insurance fraud? Maybe they misquoted the law. Maybe they didn't mean the word consent. Maybe they did knowledge. Consent. I don't even know how that. I'll have to look into that one. That don't make no sense to me. I don't know. 17,000 he's got to pay. 7 years in jail. 7 for probation. I think if the terroristic threat had stuck, he'd have probably been in there for 15 years. I could have seen that. Well, felony. Now you're felon. Now you can't vote. Kind of. Some places you can. At least you can't own a firearm. No more fire for you. Anyway, wow. Listen, people, no matter how many times the political people get in their skin, do not light fires at their building. That's dumb. It's illegal, but it's also very dumb. Don't do it. Protest a different way. Go get a picket sign and stand in front of their building all day, 24 hours. That's a good protest. You know? Wow. Anyhow, we'll be back tomorrow. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no bad, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge and play.